Hello? Yo! Guys, the draft preview is here. The NFL draft is this week. Hello.
Testing 123.
Hello. Hello. What's up, chat? Guys, the NFL draft preview, EsfandTV's draft night extravaganza preview is here. I'm drafting Joel. Yeah, yesterday was great. Yesterday was a lot of fun. So, guys, today, here's what we got lined up. Here's what we got ready for us. We have WillNeff and Erobb joining us, and we're going to get started here really soon. We're going to get started here in just a second. I'm very excited about this because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, for a lot of years. I've been wanting to do a draft show. So what we're going to be doing, I'll give you guys.
I'm so excited to see the Rams' first round selection this year.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
How's the neck? 25
Neck
years
is still hurting
BTW.
pretty bad. Neck is still hurting pretty bad, unfortunately. But we're working on it. We're going to get back. It's going to be good, okay? So, thank you guys so much for all the subs and resubs. Thank you, Augustana. Thank you, Zetabyte. Thank you, Ishmaniac. Quasimdo, thank you for the 17 months. Thank you guys so much. So, here's what the plan is going to be. We're doing we're doing a pre-show. We're doing a pre-show. We're going to do the draft itself in LA on Thursday. So, that'll be a live show in LA with me, WillNeff, and Erobb. And then we're also going to have a post-show recapping the whole draft, but the show is going to be for the first round. But we'll give out some draft grades and stuff the Sunday after. So, yes, it's going to be good. I'm very excited. Esfand, teach me classic ret. What seal do I use when leveling? Seal of command. Seal of command. So that's what the plan is going to be. And
howdy.
It's gonna be good. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and add. Let me see if we can go ahead and add WillNeff and Erobb.
I just locked my draft down.
Actually, they could take a rusher. No, they got Chris
Can you guys
Jones.
hear me? Oh,
I got. Yeah.
Yo. Okay. Sick. It works. You guys are on
We live?
stream. We're live.
What's up?
Hey.
What's up?
Okay. So, chat. Will and Erobb are joining us. They're here.
Can I show your chat what my guest star cam looked like?
Yes. Did you take a screenshot?
No, dude, I can literally just do
Oh
this.
yeah, it's true. Yeah. So for some reason on guest star, Will's camera does this forever. We're trying to figure this out.
420 draft cam, bro. Let's go.
You know what it looks like? It looks like an old MTV music video, like an 80s music video you'd see on MTV or something.
Way too dang.
Yeah. So,
You gotta warn me. Esfand, I have a hat on, bro.
What they already know, dude. Okay, so what we have, chat, or we have our EsfandTV's Draft Night Extravaganza. Been working very hard on this. It is sponsored. Yes, we got a sponsor. It is sponsored by Starforge Systems and by SimpliSafe. So SimpliSafe came in, and we are sponsored by Starforge and by SimpliSafe. So you guys can !SimpliSafe, and you guys can !Starforge. Get all that big stuff. So I made scenes. Look at this, chat. I made scenes. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that production right there?
Yo.
Dang, look at that. We got crazy scenes. But we have everybody here. We have everybody on cam. WillNeff and Erobb are joining us.
What's up?
I'll probably turn down the music a little bit. There we go. So, dude, what do you guys? How are you guys feeling about this draft?
I'll go first. I'm going to be honest. I think that there's going to be a lot of trades between now and the actual draft day. Also, I'm getting a crazy echo, Esfand.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Let me see. Yeah, that's way better.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a lot of trades between now and then. There's a lot of rumors about what's going to happen at number 2. But I did the best to lock in a draft that I think if nothing changes between now and then.
Wait, sorry, hold on. I had TTS on.
Community for
yeah.
I'm gonna turn off TTS.
Oh,
Joel from Micro Center. Got a chance to watch the vlog from yesterday. Want to say huge thanks to you and your community. Yeah, of course, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks, Joel. Hearts in the chat for Joel. Thank you. I didn't mean to mute it right away, but Will was talking. Okay.
Hey, Joel, shut up.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute TTS. Okay. I'm gonna mute TTS for this so we can actually talk. So yes, trash talk is today after the draft show. Okay, I'm gonna turn this down. Cool. Yeah. Good to see you, Joel. Thanks, man. Okay. Sorry. Will, go again.
There might be a lot of movement in terms of trades. Before the actual draft. So doing a draft this early, I know that sounds crazy to say, but it's tough. So I locked in as many of the picks that I think will stick around between now and then, and I didn't account for any trades because it's too hard to. But you know, there's even rumors about what the Texans are going to do at number 2. So we might see a lot of changes between now and then, but I did my best.
So one of the things that this is actually a good point to bring this up. So I'll go ahead and say it, chat. We have a draft website, a mock draft website that you guys are going to be able to participate in. So what is a mock draft? For those of you guys who don't know, a mock draft is it's kind of like a March Madness bracket. It's essentially a bracket where you can go and you can guess who is going to be picked at every single pick. So like Will just said, there might be an opportunity for teams to trade and stuff like that. Yep. If that happens, then we're just going to run with it as like pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, not necessarily what team it's going to. Yep. I think that was our solution for how we're going to do the mock drafts. So what's going to happen is you guys can submit your mock drafts, and then the winner of the mock draft, whoever gets the highest score, the most accurate mock draft, which by the way is already like, it's like impossible. Like it's incredibly difficult to actually guess where every single player is going to go. But if you have whoever has the most accurate draft is going to win a StarForge PC. So StarForge is hooking us up with a PC. Yes. So a little something for you guys. If whoever does the best gets a StarForge PC, and also we have something else for fun. You can go back and there's also pick'ems. So you can try and pick like all kinds of ridiculous stuff, right? And everything from who's going to be the first overall pick, right? Everything from that to how many trades will be in the first round, what color suit will the first player drafted wear, ridiculous stuff, right? But whoever wins this, whoever gets the most points for this, we're actually going to send you a signed football. So you're going to get a signed football by me, Will, and Erobb. So
that's right.
Oh,
it's going to be cool. Yeah. So Erobb, are you excited about that, to sign a football?
Yes, I am actually.
Have you ever signed a football before, Erobb?
Never in my life.
Dude, it's a
Have you signed a football?
Yeah, I've signed lots of footballs.
Why?
Well, so that people know that they're mine, so when I go to the park, I don't lose them.
Okay.
So, yeah. What's the website? It's draft.esfand.tv. Yeah, it's draft.esfand.tv. So, there's a lot of stuff. So, like I said, the purpose of today's the main thing we're going to be doing today is we're going to be going through the mock draft. We'll talk about a lot of these players. I have like a lot of notes and kind of rankings on like what like positional rankings, like who the top few guys are at every position, so that we can talk about them. Again, within the scope of the first round, mostly, because that's going to be the plan for the draft. The draft on Thursdays, we're going to do this thing, and it's going to be really good, right? We're going to do it live. We're going to do it in person, and we'll have guests coming in. That's something else. So we have a bunch of NFL players, current players, former players who are going to be calling in. We're going to be guest starring them in. There's going to be opportunities for you guys for chat to call in and talk about the draft. So we're getting all that stuff situated and finalized this week. I'll be out in LA. I don't know what day, but I'll be out in LA early this week, and we'll do some stuff. So maybe I'll go over to Will's house and we can do something. So
let's go.
I think that'll be fun. And then we got a whole bunch of stuff planned. I'll be on Ludwig's stream on Tuesday, and the draft's on Thursday. So Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. PST. So yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. Nice voice crack. My voice is not cracking. Okay, it's just weathered a little bit. Yeah. Okay, I've been doing a lot of talking lately. So how do we want to kick this thing off?
How How are we doing this? Are we each going through and doing our whole mock draft? Or
This
are we
is
like
this is how I want to do this. I think we go, and we go first pick Carolina Panthers,
Yep.
and we each give our pick, and we'll
Listen,
go through this.
okay?
And
Here's how we
wanna
got to
start,
kick
Will?
this off. This is how we got to kick this off.
Okay.
First, you need the sound effect. Da-da-dun, da-da-dun, dun, dun. And then you have to come out like the commissioner, and everybody has to boo you.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat has to boo you.
Okay.
So you'll be like, all right, first on the clock, we have the Carolina Panthers, and then we'll all go boo, and then we'll.
Ready? Hold on.
Yep.
Okay. This is a long-standing tradition.
Yes. I mean, you don't break tradition. Someone said we do that anyway. Oh my God.
The first pick, the Carolina Panthers select.
Boo.
God.
Okay, sorry, it auto-played.
All right, Panthers are on the clock.
I'm going to go ahead and say mine. I'll kick us off. I think that the first pick of the draft is going to be Bryce Young.
Yes,
I
agree.
I agree.
I think Bryce Young is going to be the first quarterback. There's a lot of talk between like C.J. Stroud and Bryce Young. I feel like those are really the two guys that a lot of people are really having consideration for who the top quarterback in the draft is. The Panthers obviously need quarterback help, and I think that the big knock on Bryce Young, I'm going to click draft right here, it's his height. Like, he's small, but I mean, there's been plenty of quarterbacks in the NFL at this point who've been able to play at a high level. Name five. Drew Brees.
Flutie.
Doug Flutie is a good one. It's an old one. So Drew Brees, Doug Flutie, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield more recently. Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson. That's five.
How many Super Bowls do those five have?
Between all of them, 2 or 3?
I think it's 2.
Broncos country. Let's ride. Listen.
Wait, did Doug Flutie win a Super Bowl?
I don't think so. No, listen. I'm gonna put on my 420 cam because I have a conspiracy theory. Ready?
Okay.
Get ready for this. I think that it was back and forth between he and CJ, right? Until some information came out. Okay. He scored the highest out of this quarterback class on the cognitive test, the reaction test. All right. And this was separate than the IQ test that they used to give. Relatively new. Last year, the quarterback that scored the highest, does anybody know?
I don't know, actually.
I'll give you a hint. Last pick in the draft.
Really?
The
49ers quarterback.
Yep.
Brock Purdy.
Brock
Purdy.
Yeah.
Brock Big Schlong Purdy scored #1 on this relatively new test. So I think a lot of scouts and a lot of GMs are giving this test a lot more credence. And so I think.
So what is this? Do you know? Like, what does this test actually like account
It just
for?
tests like your reactions. To stuff,
basically, the way that the way that they boil it down is quick decision making.
Okay.
And it's different than just an overall IQ test. And I think that Bryce Young, they're looking at him, and I think that with that stupid high QB season grade and his ability to make quick decisions, and he's super accurate. I just don't see the Panthers trading up and taking C.J. Stroud.
Well, C.J. Stroud also got like the lowest score. He like at 18%.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But again, this is putting a lot of eggs in one basket for one test. But that's my conspiracy theory.
So
I think when those results came out, he was a lock at #1.
So it's funny that you mentioned that about C.J. Stroud and him not performing well on that test. I feel like that's probably the biggest knock on C.J. Stroud is his ability to perform under pressure. Like I feel like, especially this last season.
She's upset with that pick.
Yeah, she's really pissed. Yeah, she's completely livid. So you have C.J. Stroud, who I think he's like an incredibly accurate passer. He's really, really, really good in the pocket, but also. Yeah. He has been surrounded by such insane talent. They have so much talent at Ohio State, especially at receiver. I mean, you will have 3 first-round receivers within the last 2 years. I think that the big thing with him is just going to be how is he going to adapt to the NFL and the pressures. I think that CJ Stroud's situation really comes down to, is he going to go to a team that is going to be able to build around him and to really protect him, right? Build O-line and stuff around him.
Well, I mean, we can go right to our next pick because, you know, you guys are either going to agree with me on this one or you're not. There's a lot of rumors around this second pick. A lot of, I think, smoke screens coming out of Houston right now. I think they're trying to drive the value of this pick up. I think they saw what the Bears got for the #1 overall, and the Texans said, hey, if we can get an offer like that, we would move on from this. The #2 pick is going to be CJ Stroud if they don't move off that pick.
I think if they don't move off of it, I think they take Will Anderson. I think they're going to suck again for another year, and they're going to try to get that first pick for, what's his name? Caleb Williams next year.
I actually don't think they go quarterback either.
I don't think they'll take a QB.
I think they could. Like I don't think it would be crazy if they took CJ Stroud. But I don't see them going quarter. The reason why I don't see them going quarterback is because I really don't think there's a guy that's like a surefire. Like a surefire. This is it. This is a safe pick. We know for a fact he's going to pan out at quarterback, and the closest thing is really Bryce Young. I mean, I would say actually, I would go ahead and say I think Bryce Young is going to be one of those guys, but they all have a question mark, at least one, and I think Bryce Young just has the least. But with CJ Stroud, I just don't know if he's that guy. You know what? Something else that I actually think hurts CJ Stroud, especially kind of like in the court of public opinion. I feel like Ohio State quarterbacks in recent years have not really panned out. And I think it kind of hurts him whenever people talk about CJ Stroud. I don't really know how big of a deal that is for as far as like scouting goes in the NFL and stuff. People definitely look at like, hey, this school is like a whatever factory. That definitely is a thing. But as far as like knocking a guy for it, I don't think he's going to get knocked for it at all. But I do think in the court of public opinion, I think that is a thing.
I just don't, speaking of court of public opinion, I just don't know if the Houston Texans roll into the season with Davis Mills under the center and no backup. Like that is madness, bro. I just think there's going to be too much pressure. Listen, I think they'll try and move off the pick, right? I think that's what they're doing. I think they want a ransom for the pick. If they can go get a bag for #2 overall, this makes sense. For them to just sit at 2 and take a defensive player looking down the barrel of just a brutal season, which then they can't even guarantee that they'll get one of those marquee quarterbacks next year, right? They might fuck up and win 2 games and then it's over. So I don't know, man. This is tough.
Well, supposedly they were really high on Davis Mills. They like from what I've seen, they were really high on Davis Mills. But again, it's just so hard to say, right? It's so hard to say. Somebody is saying they signed Case Keenum, which I mean, Case Keenum is not going to be like the guy. Yeah, he's not going to be. He's not going to be the guy. But at the same time, like they it's not like they don't have anyone. I just think that the Texans right now, like they need bringing CJ Stroud into the Texans offense is gonna be. I feel like bringing CJ Stroud into the Texas offense is going to be setting him up for failure to some degree.
I mean, yeah.
Well, don't they have like the 12th pick too?
They do actually. It's a good point.
So they could draft another weapon for him with the 12th pick. Isn't there like a good receiver?
There's a few good receivers in this year's draft. So Jackson Smith-Njigba is he was at Ohio State with CJ Stroud. He had a knee. What was his injury this year? His hamstring, right?
He screwed his knee up.
Yeah. So,
so everybody out of Ohio State says this is the guy, right? Even Garrett Wilson, who won Offensive Rookie of the Year, basically verbatim said Jackson Smith is a better athlete than I am. Now, I don't know if he's just doing that to be a homie and drive up his draft stock, but everybody says this dude is the guy. And I'm going to be honest, I don't even see him on the board at 12 for the Texans. I think he's the first receiver off the board, and I think he'll go earlier than that.
Where, though?
I think he's going to
Maybe the Bears.
Atlanta. I think
Maybe
he's
the
going to
Bears.
hot Atlanta. I'm leaking a pick there, but I
Okay.
think he goes at 8.
Okay. Yeah, I think the thing with Jackson Smith and Jigba, injuries kind of they're one of those things that they can scare people depending on like the severity of it. And we don't really know. I mean, guys who they go to the combine, they do medical and stuff on them they do like a medical test on them, run them through stuff and see how they're actually doing. It really gives the teams all the information they need. Jackson Smith and Jigba had, I think, 1,600 yards his last year. I guess that would have been his sophomore year, right? Because I think he's an undergrad. But yeah, he had 1,600 yards with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson there.
Yeah, that offense is stupid.
Which again goes back to what we were saying about CJ Stroud. He just has so many weapons, and it's a big. This is going to be like a big sort of. I think it's going to be a big storyline coming into the NFL for CJ Stroud. Is he had like all the best players handed to him. He had all the weapons he needed at Ohio State. So whatever team he goes to, if he goes high, which he probably will, I feel like CJ Stroud is, he's kind of going to be set up to be in the exact opposite situation that he was at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And that's what I worry about him going to Houston, because I just don't think Houston is.
So you both think, though, just for the record, Will Anderson Jr., number 2 to the Texans or to another team?
I think if they trade, somebody's trading up for CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
But I would be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised necessarily. I lean more towards going with because I think Will Anderson is the safest pick in the draft. I think Will Anderson is disgusting.
I think
to the
Texans
Texans.
Will Anderson.
If they stay, all right. Here's the other question: if they move off the pick, who's coming up?
That's a good question. Teams that need quarterback.
Do you think the Commanders, are they sticking with their QB?
Hell no.
I think they are. I think they said they're sticking with them.
Listen.
I mean, they say it. People say a lot.
Have you ever heard a GM or a head coach go, our quarterback fucking sucks. We are desperate. We are grabbing our ankles. We are about to get fucked next season, but it's okay. No, dude, it's all posturing. Everybody is like, yeah, we got the best guys out there. We're just going to be competitive. Hell no. They're looking for something.
I think teams will always, especially leading up to the draft, teams never will show their hand like full go because, especially with the draft, a lot of what you do relies on what everybody else does. So I don't really see a world where people are going to be 100% honest. Now, also on top of that, from like a team morale standpoint,
I don't see any team trading up. Who would do it then?
I do think Indianapolis.
Honest. Did you guys see Chris Ballard? Yeah, Indianapolis. What he gave a speech recently where he's like, "Listen, this is lying season. We're all lying." And he's like, "Either I'll give you a straight answer or I'm gonna dance around it." And he said, "Today I'm a dancer," which is one of the greatest football guy answers I've ever seen in my life.
That's actually so good.
Yeah. Who do I think would trade up? Listen, I think the Colts are in the market, but I think that they're content to sit around at 4 and probably roll the dice on Anthony Richardson or Will Levis. So it's going to be one of those two. I think they'll stick around. The team that I could see maybe rolling the dice coming up, I could see the Titans maybe making a move.
What pick are the Titans?
11.
Titans are 11, yes. I mean, I really think that I do think that as far as most likely team to trade up goes, now this is something that we got to think about because of how we decided to do the mock draft. So the way our mock draft is set up again. So for clarification, guys, draft.esfand.tv. If you guys want to try and do the mock draft, the winner will win a StarForge PC. So Hearts in Chat for StarForge, sponsored by StarForge for the mock draft. Very good.
Yep. Yeah.
And then we have. Sorry, I totally my brain just reset for a second there. So yeah, what we're gonna do is if we're gonna choose the winner. We're going to pick the leaderboards based on not team, but based on pick number. So, for example, if I wanted to say, you know what, I don't think the Texans are going to pick CJ Stroud, but I think that the Texans will trade and somebody else will pick CJ Stroud, then I would pick CJ Stroud at number 2, for example. But I don't think they're going to do that.
And by the way, that greatly benefits chat because it makes this a lot easier.
Yeah,
it has a ton less variables.
Yeah, it does. It does make it a lot easier. So I am going to.
So we're still at number 2, right?
Yeah, we're still at number 2.
So I have the Texans taking Will Anderson.
You think the Texans are going to sit and take Will Anderson?
I don't think someone's going to trade up for it.
That's what I was leaning towards as well.
It's hard to predict trades. Like, it can ruin your whole mock draft.
Yeah, I mean, we're just doing it. We're doing it without trades for the sake of just making it as easy as possible for to figure out the winner. So, yeah. What if Texas trades for 3rd? They'll have 2nd for Stroud, 3rd for Will. I don't think CJ Stroud's gonna fall to the 2nd round though. Yeah, I don't think.
Hell no.
I think.
Hell no.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no shot. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna sit with Will Anderson to Houston. Sure. That's what I'm gonna sit with. That's my pick. I'm gonna go Will Anderson to Houston.
Now we got the Cardinals. What the Cardinals need so much.
All right. So
I do not think the Cardinals will stay here.
Really?
Oh, well, I truly believe a team is going to, if Will Anderson goes 2nd, I truly believe a team will go for like the 3rd pick, so the Colts don't get the CJ Stroud pick. I truly believe a team will come up here and take CJ Stroud.
Wow. Well, this is where I have my Will Anderson, so I'll just drop my Will Anderson at 3 and let you guys talk about what's going to happen there, because I do think Houston, by way of overwhelming pressure from their fan base, is going to take a quarterback. I think it's going to be CJ Stroud. And then I think at 3, this is where the draft begins. I think we start with 2 quarterbacks as it typically happens. And then we get into the wheeling and dealing. Will Anderson, too valuable. The Cardinals sit and take him on my board.
Yeah. I actually completely agree with Erobb on this. Because I think
I almost say I think the Titans
collusion.
No. As far as the let's say the scenario where the Texans don't take a quarterback, right?
Right.
Like I'll just be honest with you. I'm obsessed with Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson is disgustingly good, right? So I'm like, that is just that is so hard to pass up on. Like passing up on Will Anderson is it's going to be really, really hard to do. Now, like you said, I know there's a lot of pressure to take a quarterback and all that. But I think Will Anderson, I mean, the guy had almost 40 sacks in 3 years. In the last 2 years, he had 29 sacks.
He's a freak.
Like that is unbelievable.
He's the best player in the draft, right?
I think so too. And you know what? Actually, I think that's a good time to shout out. Speaking of which, he is our Simply Safe Home Security Defender of the Draft. Yes, he is our Simply Safe Home Security Defender of the Draft. Pog, yes, because you want good defense, you want to defend the house. You gotta draft Will Anderson. So yeah, look at him. He just absolutely look at his legs.
I mean, look at his quads.
Yeah.
Does he have less tattooed on one of his quads?
Dude, he's
God.
No, I think he has I think it's ESF. Yeah. He's it's the first half of EsfandTV tattooed. I think I've motivated him. I think
he's an EsfandTV fan. Wow, yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just found out as well. I just found out as well. So,
wow.
Yeah, very good.
I have a question. Do the Titans is Ryan Tannehill still playing with them?
Yep. As of now.
How long is he under contract for? 1 more season?
I believe so, but that's just off the top of my
head. I think the Titans trade up here, and I think they take CJ Stroud.
So, I also think that the Titans are in the market, but we got to talk about this means that the Malik Willis experiment is over.
Oh, that was over, that's over.
I'm just saying, I would love you guys to sound off on that. Are we completely out?
I mean,
on Malik.
I mean, I wouldn't say completely out, but I don't know if he's your. I don't know if he did anything in the few games that he started to prove that he's like the guy.
He was bad. He was so bad. He was
You know?
horrible.
I mean, he's. I don't think he's like not an NFL quarterback. I don't think that's the case. You know?
Yeah. My thing is this.
Is he going to be a
A
starter?
lot of times there is the smart move, right? There's like the fan move where we can see the writings on the wall. You know, maybe this kid didn't pan off, and then you have the GM move, right? Because no one wants to lose their fucking job, and if you move off a kid you drafted last year with valuable resources that fast, all of a sudden, you know, you look at that pick and you go, what happened then? Why did you immediately move off from this kid? Is his one partial season of play so abhorrent that you don't think you can develop him?
Well, here's what I think happens. I think you have some guys that are there's like a few different draft strategies, right? You draft.
Oh, wait, they have a new GM. If they have a new GM, this GM's gonna be like, I'm trying to do my own thing. I want all this old shit out, you know?
Right.
Yeah, that's the thing that happens. Like, I mean, it happens in coaches, high school, college, not high school, sorry, NFL, college, everything. But yeah, no, I think the thing is with Malik Willis, like he's not a guy that's gonna stop you from drafting a quarterback. You know, that's really the bottom line.
We think
like
Rand is coming in with his new administration is like, Malik is out. He's done. I don't care that was the last administration. He's gone.
Well, maybe they'll try to trade him and get something out of him, and then they go up here and get CJ Stroud.
Okay.
I do think
Interesting.
I do think in the scenario where CJ Stroud doesn't get picked second, I think somebody, I don't know who, but I think somebody comes in and takes him third. This makes for kind of a interesting scenario for the draft game, for the mock draft game, because if I do that, well, then now Arizona doesn't have. You know what? For the sake of making this,
I'm gonna be honest.
There's
no way Arizona drafts. They are trading this pick. Like, they need so much. I just do not see them drafting here.
Yeah, I feel like so Arizona has they have Kyler Murray, and they have receivers, right? Did they lose any receivers in this offseason?
No, I mean, they're gonna lose D-Hop, and they lost. Was it Robbie Anderson?
Yeah, so they actually are down on. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins said he wanted to trade.
Listen, I agree with you, Rob. Here, either the pick is Will Anderson or they're moving off this pick.
Yeah. So now here's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about in terms of for the sake of the mock draft game, the draft.EsfandTV, draft.Esfand.tv for you guys who want to do this mock draft and have a chance at winning a Star Force PC. Because how we wanted to do it was we just go by pick instead of by team.
Lock in CJ Stroud then. Lock it in.
So I'm going to go ahead and say CJ Stroud. That's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
Because I think that somebody's going to take this. Now, Arizona will now get traded somewhere else. Or will trade to a different pick. But who? I don't know. So that kind of does change things a little bit. But it's okay. We'll just roll with it as it is. Let's go with number 4.
All right. I'm pretty locked on this one.
Okay, go ahead.
I think this is Anthony.
Like,
Anthony
really?
Richardson. Oh yeah. There's so much hype around this kid. He's got insane gifts. I think the Colts, I think they'll take him. I honestly, he might end up being the best quarterback in the draft.
I think the Colts take Will Levis here, Levis.
Man, I think with Anthony Richardson, he is an absolute freak of nature. He is about, 6'4", 240, ran a 4.4 340. I mean, he's disgustingly athletic. But I don't think he's going to be that guy. I think he's a project.
I think they were hot on Levis before. I mean, and Will Levis isn't a project?
No, I think Levis is as well.
Yeah.
But like, are they? See, here's the situation. are the Colts in a situation where they're just forced to take a quarterback?
They are. Yes, I truly think they are. They have been going through like these old bum quarterbacks for like ever since Andrew Luck's been gone. I think they need like a fresh, young rookie to just change that culture. They just need it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's fair. If I'm going to pick a quarterback, like if I have a ranking of the top 4 quarterbacks, I would say right now, I would say Levis over Richardson. I do think Levis. I think Levis.
Crazy.
I think Levis is a guy who is more likely to pan out and be a because you're gonna have to develop the guy anyway. Like this is a pick he's not gonna come in and
yeah.
Rip the
I think either one
away.
either one of these guys they're gonna have to develop. I don't think either one of them are just gonna be like straight up good out of the.
Yeah, they're just not gonna be like really good out the gate. Now with that being said, maybe there's some things you can do with Anthony Richardson. Like as far as like finding a way to just take advantage of his athleticism and have a way to implement that into their offensive scheme. But I don't think Anthony Richardson has really shown that he's gonna be he's not really shown that he's gonna come out and be that guy when it comes to his passing ability. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, I think both of them are like they have like stuff you can't really teach though, which is why I like both of them. Like they have the stuff that's like they're just built like they're just born with it, you know. And they're both like just a work in progress.
Yeah, I mean, like as far as like intangibles, like, I mean they're just big, right? So you have two guys who It's funny because these two guys are kind of like, these two guys are the exact opposite of Bryce Young to me in different ways, right? It's like I guess it's like a triangle. But you have Bryce Young, who's very polished. He's polished, has like the clutch factor. When stuff breaks down, he has an ability to extend the play, but he doesn't go run with it. He finds a way to move out the pocket. Incredibly accurate in the short to mid passing game. He's just a playmaker, right? He's one of those guys. He creates opportunities and he finds a way to make plays to put the offense in the best position. I think on the other hand, you have Will Levis, who's just like, you know, tall, big, cannon of an arm. I think, didn't they say in an interview he said he could throw like 80 yards or something? So
yeah.
Absolute cannon of an arm. I don't think Bryce Young has that. And then you have Anthony Richardson, who on the more like physicality front,
freak athlete.
He really is.
Freak athlete.
He is.
But I don't think. A lot of times the best quarterbacks are not always the best athletes in the NFL. A lot of times that, you know, if you go through high school and into college, you see some of that in college. But I do not know.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, if the Colts take Will Levis at 4 and leave Anthony Richardson on the board, there are gonna be about 10 other GMs that are fucking salivating now, because you look at this kid at like, I'm telling you, someone's going to get in the Colts ears. I think earlier in the draft process, I would be totally locked with you guys. Will Levis is the pick. I agree. But since the draft and his pro day, the hype on Anthony Richardson just keeps going. I mean, there are people talking about him being the #1 quarterback off the board at one point. And I was like, I don't think so. I think the Panthers traded up with a plan, but he's got freaky gifts, and he might not pan out, but he's like a lotto ticket. You know what I mean? He's too appealing.
Yeah, and I mean, I think with I mean, you could say this for both of them, to be honest, but I think I would like Anthony Richardson. I would like to see a team that already has a quarterback. Maybe he's not going to be their long-term guy. Like he's not like their franchise quarterback for the next 5-10 years. But they have somebody that they can rely on this year, and they can have Anthony Richardson develop kind of in the background while he gets ready, maybe for next year or so on. So for me, I do think that the Colts are probably stuck with a quarterback, and I think that they're probably going to go Will Levis. So for the 4th pick, I'm going Will Levis.
I am as well. And then I think for the 5th pick, I think the Seahawks take Anthony Richardson.
You know, I was
wow.
That's actually
because here's why. Because when are the Seahawks gonna have a top 5 pick again in the next couple years? When?
Wow.
And it's gonna be a while. They have a
Dude,
solid squad.
That would be a bombshell. People would be going crazy.
I
I mean, they got.
I
Geno,
think-
he has a year. He has a year to develop under Geno Smith.
Smith,
Geno
yeah.
had a
I agree.
great season last year. He's been in the league for 10 years. Like he can learn something behind Geno Smith. I think it's perfect for him.
I think
and
you
and
have
the
a
Seahawks
really,
will
really
have a
good
top-
point.
And the Seahawks, when are they gonna have a top 5 pick again? It's gonna be years. I think they went and made the playoffs last year. They're a good squad, and I seriously think they take Anthony Richardson.
I think that I think that's a really, really I think that's a really plausible situation, and I think that would be an ideal situation for Anthony Richardson too. Give him some time to develop. You give him some time to, because here's the thing: Geno Smith had a great year last year, and he is going to be the guy.
And it's perfect for the Seahawks because they don't have to like rush him in there. They can still have a good team next year. They still got the 30th pick, I think. Like
the Seahawks actually have the 20th pick, my guy.
why did I say 30th? Yeah, the 20th. See, they got another pick. They can get something there. I think this is a perfect spot for them to take a QB for their future.
I think it's actually a really good spot. I don't disagree. I would be surprised. I think it's one of those things where you just kind of invested in Geno. I think that there is an out in that contract after 1 year where they can break that contract after a year and pay him $30 million or something like that.
If I'm right, let me double check this. Geno Smith. Sorry, continue.
He signed a 2-year contract for like 50 mil or something like that.
3 year,
just go ahead and continue. Will. What were you saying?
No, I think that it's a pick that makes a lot of sense, but for me, I have him taking Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern.
Okay.
Peter Skoronski is an absolute mauler. I think that they're a smart organization. I think when you have probably the best O-line on the board who plays multiple positions, tackle and guard, you can move him around. He's a mauler. Listen, I could see him taking an edge rusher too here, but Peter Skoronski he's kind of one of those players who he's like undersized in terms of his wingspan. So people haven't like built him up in an insane way. But if you look at his numbers, they're actually fucking insane. Like, I don't think he allowed a sack his entire college career. He is a mauler. There are clips of him putting people on the deck. And I think if you move him to a guard, he'll be one of the better NFL guards these next, 10 or so years or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, but with the 5th pick though, like,
yeah,
there's a lot of good tackles in this draft, right?
Yeah, there are.
Yeah,
actually.
but I think
I just don't see them taking that with the 5th pick.
I mean, I could see them taking an edge rusher too. I could see Tyree Wilson coming off the board here.
Tyree Wilson is he's an interesting pick as well.
Yeah, that's I agree with that.
I think the thing with Tyree Wilson that's the thing that really stands out with him is just his ability to move at his size. Like he's 6'6", 270 and just unbelievably athletic. Like he's got the ability to bend and he's got a ton of power. I think he's going to be a very good pick for somebody. But I'm gonna go with Anthony Richardson for the Seahawks too. And you know what's crazy is I don't even think this is a great QB class.
There's just such a run on quarterbacks.
I just think
really
people are
need a
stuck.
QB.
I think they're just stuck. That's a problem. Because now we have 4 quarterbacks. For me, my draft, I have 4 quarterbacks going in the top 5, and I don't even think this is that good of a class. But it's how the courts have kind of, I guess, laid out or whatever. But I do think that Anthony Richardson to the Seahawks is a really, really good situation for Anthony Richardson. And I did look it up. You're right, Will. The contract extension is a 3-year extension for Geno Smith.
Yep.
So, and I think, like there is some sort of clause. I remember reading that a while back where it was like a front-loaded contract or something.
Yep.
But yeah. So I think that for me, it's Anthony Richardson. You also said Anthony Richardson, Erobb?
Yeah.
I just want to mention this. Want to mention this. No one's talking about this. Skoronski in 881 snaps gave up 3 QB hurries. He is 0 sacks and 2 QB hits. That is absurd.
Yeah, he's a freak of nature.
Fucking absurd.
Yeah, he's I mean, I think he's an absolute freak of nature. But so you mentioned the wingspan thing. That's something that's a real issue.
Yeah, he's got short arms.
Yeah, that's something that is a real issue. And I think that there's, I remember reading this somewhere, but they were talking about how like, people have been buying into wingspan as a stat less for offensive tackles. And I don't know if that's even true. I just remember reading that somewhere. I was like, really? That sounds weird, right? Especially because you got big defensive ends. The idea being is what the hell? Oh, frick. Hold on 1 second.
Yo,
Frick.
I have to be at Esfand's house in 50 minutes.
Oh no, for what?
We're doing a soda popping stream.
Oh god, we gotta blow through some of these picks.
Yeah, I don't want to rush everybody, but
I mean, the top of the board is always the most exciting.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. After like pick 8, I don't know a single thing. I do not follow college.
I mean, the draft is a total shit shoot. There's a reason that like no NFL analyst has ever hit more than like 20 picks or like I think 15 picks in a draft.
Yeah, dude. We're going a lot slower than I thought we would. We should probably pick this up a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta.
All right,
Here's the thing.
crank
We have all draft night on Thursday to
Yeah.
talk about all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
so we'll pick up the pace a little bit, chat. We were gonna do a little 2-hour preview stream today, and then draft night's gonna be big. We're gonna be at We Play. It's gonna be absolutely sick. So.
Yep.
All right, so we got the Lions on the board now, right?
Lions on the board.
I think the Lions take a cornerback here. They traded away that one guy. I don't remember his name, but they traded him away. He's supposed to be really good. And I think they take a corner here. And I think they take Devin Witherspoon.
Okay.
Or Jalen Carter.
I have Jalen.
Or
I have
Jalen
Jalen Carter on there. I think Jalen Carter slides. I think he's a generational player. I think he only slides that little bit because of his indiscretions off the field that may or may not be true.
Yeah.
I think he's a steal at 6.
Yeah, I think the Jalen Carter situation is I think the Jalen Carter situation is more of like a kind of, hey, I don't really know what happened here. It's like, is this an issue? Is this not an issue? I also think Jalen Carter is going to the Lions. I think if he falls to 6, he's going to the Lions.
Yep. Okay. Breezing forward. Number 7. Here's one where I get a little different than you guys. Another quarterback off the board. The Raiders take Will Levis.
Will Levis to the Raiders. Why do you think?
Not bad. I can see that.
So why do you think
Why?
they're going to
Because
go?
I think the Raiders are dumb, and I think they draft bad. They draft shitty. Like, if you need a team to consistently draft shitty and everybody on draft night goes, why the fuck did they do that? It's the Raiders. You can almost predict them to do something dumb. Raiders Nation, I fucking love you guys. You've been through the same struggle Jets fans have been through. But, like, they are consistently the team where, like, head scratchers. Like, what is going on?
But
Will
see,
Levis is on the board. They make a dumb move. There you go, Raiders Nation.
I feel that's usually with like I feel like that's usually with like some freak athlete though, and Will Levis is not that guy.
I mean, yeah, he kind of is. He's kind of a. He
does have like the big arm. He has like the absolute cannon of an arm. Yes.
Yeah.
But like he's not like he's not like Anthony Richardson.
If he ran a 4.44, he'd be a lock, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But he's not like he's not like an Anthony Richardson, you know?
Yeah.
I think they take the Peter Skoronsky guy.
Okay. A smart pick for the Raiders.
I think they picked that. I don't really know much about the Raiders. I feel like, didn't they just pretty much blow their team up?
Yeah, it sounds like the Raiders.
I'm trying to think. What is the Raiders? Their defense is terrible outside of their one pass rusher.
I mean, I think they're pretty much just they're like.
And I think an offensive tackle is a good place to start.
I think you can never go wrong with trying to make your O-line better. Like if you have a guy who does pan out, like it's never going to be a bad thing to have a good O-line, a guy who comes in and ends up starting for you. Now, what I think is going to happen, I think Max Crosby on the D-line for the Raiders needs help. I think they're going to go Tyree Wilson.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think Tyree Wilson comes off the board then from Texas Tech. I think he is also that sort of like Raiders player, 6'6", 270, big, strong, fast, everything. I think Tyree Wilson could go to the Raiders.
I could see that.
Mm-hmm. So let's go number 8 to the Falcons.
This is a hard pick.
Mm-hmm. For me, I love who I picked at this one. A lot of people are going to disagree with me. I think this is the Jackson Smith and Jigba pick right here. I know that they just drafted another receiver. I know that they just drafted a tight end, but the Falcons want to build an offense. He's a great wide receiver. Or they didn't draft Olave. They drafted London, my bad. That offense is crazy. I see a lot of teams doubling up on receiver.
Who's their QB again? They picked one up, right? Or did they not?
Wait, sorry. What would you ask you, Rob? I couldn't hear you.
Who did they pick up?
Desmond Riddler.
That's
or
right.
Ritter, sorry.
So they're rolling with him this year?
Or Taylor Heineke. I think it'll be a competition, probably.
Dude, I did not follow the Falcons at all last year. How was Desmond Riddler? I don't know his name.
Ritter, not great.
I feel like the Falcons are their defense was so god awful last year. I feel like they have to go corner. I feel like
they have to go defense too.
So they can take Christian Gonzalez.
I think Christian Gonzalez is a good pick. I think both Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez are going to be really good.
I think they're going to go to a rusher here. I think they're going to go Nolan Smith from Georgia, an edge rusher.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see. I think we'd see a Devin Witherspoon in this one. 6'1", 180. I just double checked. I mean, he is like the prototypical sort of like lockdown corner. I think Devin Witherspoon is going to be the guy. That's my pick for the Falcons.
Okay, I love that.
Okay, and then we got the Bears. I think the Bears. Did they pick up any wide receivers in free agency? If they didn't, they're taking JSN.
They traded for DJ Moore. That's right.
They got DJ Moore.
Oh yeah, they did get DJ Moore.
Yep.
And then they have the Steelers dude.
I mean,
I can't remember the names, dude. Claypool. That's right.
Yeah. What I think they have Claypool. They have DJ Moore.
Claypool sucks. Though. I'm gonna be honest. Claypool sucks. I think They either go.
They already had Darnell Mooney, so they have some receivers.
I think they're going O-line.
I think they have to go O-line.
I think you have too much talent still there at the O-line on the board. You got a lot of big-time players there. I think it's going to be an O-line hit.
They have to go O-line here, actually.
Yeah. I think I also think they have to go O-line. Now, Will, you think
Paris Johnson Jr.
I think it will be Paris Johnson if Skoronski's not on the board. I think if Skoronski is on the board.
And I might have been wrong about where Skoronski goes, but I think Skoronski's off the board by this point. So I think it's Paris.
I agree with that.
I think they take Skoronski. I think the Bears take Skoronski. I think they try and play him at tackle if they can. I think if Skoronski can pan out at tackle, I think that'd be ideal. But the thing that makes Skoronski such a good, safe pick is the fact that he projects as the kind of guy who has the capabilities of basically being able to. You can move him to a different O-line spot and it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like this pick is not going to get if the Bears take Skoronski, it's not going to be a pick that gets wasted.
Bring a good Polish boy back to Chicago. I love it. I love that. Bears.
Yeah, I think they take Paris Johnson here too.
You think Paris Johnson? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Eagles pick 10.
Okay, I love my pick here.
I hope they just butcher this fucking pick.
I love my pick here. Is Bijan. They get the boy. They take the running back. Go crazy. Fly, Eagles, fly, dude. Insane pick.
You think they go running back?
Nuts.
They have an insane O-line. Like, their O-line is disgusting.
Yep.
That would not be a bad pick.
Arguably the best player in the draft. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, I do think...
I don't see that.
Here's the thing.
I could
Bijan
see
Robinson
that,
is a
but
really
I don't
safe
know.
pick. Bijan Robinson is 100% going to be a good player in the NFL. Like he's going to pan out. He's not going to be, hey, how is this guy going to pan out? Is he not going to, he's going to be a good player. I just don't know if he's the guy at 10.
I don't think so either. I don't think they'll do that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to be the guy at 10.
I don't know who else they would take though.
I mean, what I could see them doing is I could see them taking a Lucas Van Ness, a pass rusher from Iowa.
The Loch Ness.
Dude, the Loch Ness, yes. Dude, now Lucas
Wait,
Van
don't
Ness
they have 3 good pass rushers last year though? Did any of them leave?
they lost I think the Eagles lost a lot of guys in free agency.
I don't think they lost the pass. I don't think they lost a pass rusher. They had such good pass rushers last year. I just don't see them taking one again.
They lost Hargraves. Yeah, I very much think Lucas Van Ness would be a good pick for them at from Iowa, sorry, at number 10. Now, I think if Bijan goes to the Eagles at 10, I mean,
Pandemonium.
He's going to be really good. But I just don't know if they're going to go running back at 10, that's all.
I don't know who I pick here. I don't know.
Yeah, the other option that you could go with is you could also go with corner because you have Joey Porter Jr. from Penn State, and you also have Christian Gonzalez. Yep. I do think the top 2 guys are Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez, and I think Joey Porter Jr. is also very good. But if you go Christian Gonzalez at corner from Oregon, he's another guy that I think he's pretty much I think he's a surefire pick for somebody to come in and be able to play right away. Because
they have such a good team, man. It's hard to find like a need they have.
Yeah, I think
they could go corner. That's a good value pick of either of those corners right there.
Yeah, I think going either Christian Gonzalez or Lucas Van Ness would be a really good pick. Now, like when it comes to like need and like best available or whatever, what do you see? Do they need another pass rusher? Maybe not. I do think Lucas Van Ness is really good, but I also think Christian Gonzalez is very good, and he might be more of a need because they have some age at corner. They have Darius Slay came back. They thought Darius Slay wasn't going to be there, and then he came back. They have I'm drawing a blank. Remind me. Darius Slay.
Bradbury.
I think their corners kind of got exposed last year, actually, in that Super Bowl. So I think they're gonna go Christian Gonzalez.
I'm gonna go Christian Gonzalez because I just think they've got some age at corner, and I do think their corners are really good. They just got some age.
Cool. Dun.
All right, so who's next?
Tennessee
Titans are on the clock.
I've had them trading up to 3rd here, so I have this as the Cardinals pick.
Okay. So who do you think the Cardinals would take in your case?
Tyree Wilson. I still have him on my draft board, so I think they'd take Tyree Wilson here.
I don't hate that.
I think it's actually that would actually be really good for them.
I think
if they were to trade down, and get Tyree Wilson at 11, I think that'd be really good.
Yeah, they trade down as the best player available. They still need so much more, but that's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
They need a pass rusher so bad.
Yeah, let's.
J.J. Watt.
I'm gonna say, in a world where this is the Titans' pick, I could see them getting some help at receiver.
I could see that.
I could see them getting some help at receiver, and I think. To me, it's actually one of 2 guys. Well, here's the thing: it's what do they need? Like, what type of receiver would they need? Because most of the receivers in this year's draft. Well, here's the thing: most of the receivers in this draft are smaller guys. Like most of the top receivers,
except for Quentin Johnston.
Quentin Johnston is that's like the AJ Green type. Like he's big, about 6'3", 6'4". There's some concerns about people say he body catches a lot. But he is he is that big body receiver, and he's really he's not the only one. but of the top 5 guys, in my opinion, the top 5 guys, he's the only one that's a big body guy. I actually don't think the Titans will take him, but they need playmakers, and I do think receiver would be good, and I'm kind of leaning towards Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's kind of where
I see that. I actually could really see that.
But the thing that I'm worried about, is as far as the mock draft goes, is his injury. I wonder if he's going to fall because of the injury. Because if you think about it,
what injury did he have?
I thought it was a hamstring or a knee. Yeah, so I guess it was a knee. He only had 1 season. Like,
listen,
it was really good.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he's not gonna fall. A, and B is gonna be the first wide receiver off the board.
Yeah, I mean, if the Titans take him, I would still have him as the first receiver.
So you have the Titans taking JSN.
Yeah,
I vibe that.
I'm gonna take it.
Okay, I could actually see it. I could see that.
Okay,
That would make the
saying the same
offense
thing?
a lot. No,
Oh, no, you have the Cardinals.
I
Yeah, you have the
have
Cardinals.
the Cardinals taking
Yeah.
Tyree Wilson. I have the Texans with the 12th pick taking Jackson Smith.
Really?
Yeah, I have the Texans taking that.
I think this is a Nolan Smith pick for me.
Okay.
I think if Nolan's still on the board, an edge rusher from Georgia, come on, don't overthink it. They need so much. You get 2 prestige positions out of the draft, and in my draft, you get your quarterback and you get your edge rusher. That's what you build the team on.
Yeah, edge rusher could be good. I mean, if now in my draft, I had the Texans taking Will Anderson already.
Sure.
So I think in this case, I would like to see them go O-line. I have Paris Johnson still on the board. I'm having them take Paris Johnson.
Okay.
Erobb, what do you got for the Texans?
I did just say they were going to take the Jackson Smith guy, but I'm thinking about it more. They don't have a QB, so why would they really take? I don't know. Hold on. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm going to go with Jackson Smith.
Now, here's something else to think about.
I'm going to go with Jackson Smith. Because the next year, they're going to want to have a good receiver already. And when they pick up a QB. So I think they go Jackson Smith here.
Here's something else to think about. I know people say this isn't a very strong quarterback class. I think the same thing, right? But, the Texans have Davis Mills right now. I just because you don't have like a top 10 pick quarterback, top 5, all these quarterbacks that we're talking about, just because we don't have a guy there, just because there's not a guy there, doesn't necessarily mean that they're not going to find a guy later in the draft, Now, I do think that it doesn't necessarily. It's one of those things where it's like it's a little bit more risky, right? But you have guys like Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, who he might pan out. He had the injury, which sucks, but he's a guy who might pan out a little bit later in the draft. You have Tanner McKee from Stanford, right? So speaking of Davis Mills is also a Stanford guy. So you have some other guys who they might take in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, later rounds, but we're talking about the first round of the draft. I don't think it's a plausible situation where the Texans draft early to build around a quarterback and they get a quarterback a little bit later. And maybe that's not like
they could do that.
That's not like the sexy, exciting thing to do, and it's also, I would even say, the riskier thing to do. Than getting a guy who they feel like if they feel really, really good about him, it's a little bit riskier, but it's possible.
All right. We're on the 13th pick of the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my
here we go.
Stone cold lock of the century of the week. Listen, you know it. I know it. The American people know it. The Jets are going O-line. They're taking a tackle. Now, I think the odds are on Broderick Jones out of Georgia. However, I could also see Darnell Wright. There's some grumblings. They like the guy. They think he's more of a safe pick. They might go away from the high ceiling and take the high floor with Darnell Wright. And I can guarantee you, if Peter Skoronski is still on the board at this point, Joe Douglas's bald head is going to be sweating so fast. you're not even gonna believe how fast he's gonna get that pick in. But for right now, with the way the board falls, I think Broderick Jones out of Georgia is the pick to the Jets.
That's what I picked as well.
See, so I'm more of a fan of the safer pick. I want to go towards Darnell Wright. So I agree.
Okay.
I completely agree. O-line, tackle. I have Darnell Wright there.
Outside of like O-line, what do the Jets really need?
I'm going to tell you right now.
One need outside of the
I'm
O-line.
going to tell you right now. O-line is the pick, unless there is some kind of fucking biblical slide. Unless Jalen Carter shows up at 13 or Will Anderson Jr. shows up at 13, that is the pick.
I'm saying this as like they're getting Aaron Rodgers, by the way. Like,
yeah.
Well, this is assuming that if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, then it doesn't matter what this pick is. So
Can I be real with you guys? Aaron Rodgers will not be on the Jets at this point. On this night of the draft,
You think
Aaron Rodgers still will not be on the team.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. I mean, I don't know what
Aaron
the hell's
Rodgers-
happening in that situation.
Aaron Rodgers will get traded the next night 2, because all of a sudden the Green Bay head office will feel the pressure. They want picks to support Love. Hey, and it might not happen because I've heard recently from that one O-line that they're not owned by anybody. They're owned by the people of Green Bay, so they can be way more fucking petty than most teams. So they might come back and Bakhtiari said that they might just have a fuck you message to the Jets where they hang on to Aaron Rodgers and pay him to fucking sit on the bench $60 million.
Why would they trade him after, though? Wouldn't they want to use those picks to help out?
Because Green Bay has football and football alone, and they would possibly rather fucking blow their lives apart to send a message to Joe Douglas in New York because he fucking called their bluff than actually have a viable season.
You know what? I don't think that's crazy.
No, listen, they're the only team that's owned by the people. So they don't have some fucking billionaire who's like, hey, my shithole kids want to watch a good football team. You better figure it out. Yeah. They don't give a fuck, man. They're commie football. They'll nuke their franchise to send a message.
No, I do think
I think Aaron Rodgers gets traded this day. I think he gets traded on Thursday, probably during the draft.
Dude, I have no idea what to think about when Aaron Rodgers is gonna get traded, dude. He might end up back in the darkness for all we know. Okay, like this guy is like this guy's a crackhead. The Packers, the whole thing is a complete I don't know what's happening, but I do know this. I do know the Jets need O-line, the Jets need tackle, and I think either Darnell Wright or Broderick Jones. Yeah,
either with either of those.
They're both good. Darnell Wright. I whenever I was ranking them, I ranked the top prospects. I have Darnell Wright ranked higher than Broderick Jones. I just think he's a little bit safer pick, but Broderick Jones is an absolute freak.
Yeah. Patriots.
Next up, Patriots.
I think they go Devin Witherspoon here. I think it is just. I think they're going to focus on their defense.
Okay. Will, what do you think?
I could see them taking a cornerback. If somehow Christian Gonzalez is still on the board, his pro comparison is literally Stephon Gilmore. They would salivate at that. But I could also see them, if a Devin Witherspoon is still there, I could see them making that pick. But I don't know. The Patriots usually aren't this fucking high on the board, so we'll see what they do. Usually they trade down at the end of the draft, like first round, pick up another second rounder and roll. But they have a shot at a really premier player at 14, so we'll see what they do. Usually they just trade down and fuck it, but we'll see.
Just see what happens. So,
yeah.
Yeah, I do think the Patriots they definitely have a few spots where they need help. I think O-line is a place where they could use some help. I think corner is a place where they could use some help. I feel like one of the big things with New England is they have Mac Jones, and Mac Jones is kind of their guy right now. But I feel like
There's no shot they take a quarterback here.
No, I'm not saying they take a quarterback. Okay, I'm the opposite. I'm saying a lot of people are not super happy with Mac Jones.
Okay.
But I feel like if you invest in building the offense up around the quarterback, and it's like, yo, you have all the tools. Everything is handed to you, right?
Yep.
Go do something with it. And then if he doesn't, then that completely justifies, okay, I think it's time to move on. And you're putting yourself in a position to help out the next guy. So in my opinion, I think them going with a tackle, going with O-line, I think them taking Broderick Jones would be a good pick.
Yep. That's a good, I could see it. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you right now, Mac's gonna fuck around and Bailey Zappi is getting back under center. I can see it now, bro.
Yeah, we could see all kinds of stuff for the Patriots next year. Who knows?
All right, I gotta hurry up and pick these because I have to leave in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, we gotta get going pretty soon. So,
I think the Packers take Van Ness. I think they take an edge rusher here.
Okay. And the Packers are kind of one of those teams that kind of needs everything. What do you think, Will?
Yep. I think we see tight end out of Utah, Dalton Kincaid.
Okay. Okay, I like that. Dalton Kincaid is a freak athlete. He's not super heavy, but he is I think 6'4", 6'5", 240, and like moves like a wide receiver. I think that's a great choice. I do think they need offense. So I think going tight end would be, I mean, like I said, Dalton Kincaid is a super, super talented guy. I think Dalton Kincaid would be great. But I think I'm actually going to lean more towards receiver. I think they're going to go Quentin Johnston.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to take Quentin Johnston out of TCU. He's AJ Green type of receiver, 6'4", 210, 215. I think Quentin Johnston could be their guy.
All right.
Okay, the Commanders.
This next pick, I'm telling you, this is going to be the pandemonium pick of the night. This is going to send people running to the fucking aisles. It's Hendon Hooker at 16. The fucking Commanders roll the dice, bro.
I like that.
Hendon Hooker.
Yep. And that's my last quarterback of the first round. We see a normal QB class get absolutely juiced through the roof.
Yeah, man.
I think they're going to roll with their current QB, though. He had one game last season. I think he played in it.
Sam Howell?
Yes. Sam Howell.
Sam Howell.
I think they're sticking with Sam Howell, bro. I think it's the Commanders, bro. They've been doing this the past 4 or 5 years. They just will not. I just do not see them getting Hendon Hooker.
All right.
I like the idea of it, but I think they go Joey Porter here.
Joey Porter? Okay, so you think Joey Porter, you think they take a corner. So I'm going to go with Will's guy from the last pick. I think they go tight end. I think they go Dalton Kincaid. I think they need some weapons. He's a safety valve guy. There's a little bit of questions at quarterback for Washington. I think getting a good athletic tight end, a pass catcher who can be the safety valve for a quarterback is a big deal. I think it'd be a good pick for them. So next up, Pittsburgh, 17.
I think they go with the wide receiver here. They love the receivers. They got a new QB in. They got rid of Chris Claypool. I think they go Zay Flowers.
Okay, I like that. What do you think, Will?
People are gonna fucking hate my pick.
Okay.
They got maybe one of the best free safeties in the game. Pair him with Brian Branch at strong safety. Why not? I think
Branch.
I think Branch is one of the better players in the draft, but he's a safety, so he's going to slide. Chat's going to hate that pick. Everybody's going to hate that pick. I don't know if it happens, but if they do, that secondary is wild, bro.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I do think that'd be a pretty nasty safety duo back there. So for me, I think what the Steelers really need, what Pittsburgh really needs, is O-line help. But at this point, I have a lot of the linemen being taken, and with so many linemen being off the board already, it kind of leaves specifically at tackle, it leaves, where is he? Anton Harrison from Oklahoma. I do think Anton Harrison is a good tackle. I think he's a solid tackle. And you also have Osiris Torrance, but he's a guard.
Oh, yeah.
Something else that they need is they need help in their secondary. Now you said they got one great safety there, but I do think they could use a cornerback, and I think that Joey Porter Jr. going to his father's team is just too good of a storyline to pass up on. They're going to sell jerseys. This is a marketing pick. It's a football pick. I think Joey Porter Jr. going to Pittsburgh would be a great pick.
Yep.
There you go.
Love that.
All right, the Lions.
18.
What did I have them taking first? Jalen Carter. I think they get a corner here.
Corner?
Never mind.
Okay.
all the good corners I had were gone.
Okay.
I think.
You got Deontay Banks.
I don't know any players at this point. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm
gonna go Clinton. No, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
They have one good receiver, right? Cannot remember his name. I just cannot remember football players at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there is one more kind of prestige cornerback on the board that we haven't even talked about, Emmanuel Forbes, and people fucking love him. So if you want to pick a corner,
I'm gonna go Quentin Johnson. Fuck it, Quentin Johnson.
Okay.
all right.
The other receiver got suspended for 6 games. I'm just gonna throw this out. Quentin Johnson's still on the board. I'll pick him.
Go receiver. I think receiver would be a good pick. I think receiver could be a good pick.
Yep.
I'm just gambling here.
Now, you got the Lions had Aiden Hutchinson last year. I think Lucas Van Ness. I mean, that would just be terrifying, man. I think to bring in back to back 2 big power rushers.
Yep.
I think that would be pretty scary. I want to take Lucas Van Ness at 18 for the Lions.
I actually very much agree with that pick. Mm-hmm. I also, if they don't end up with Jalen Carter at 6, I think Kalijah Cansey here makes a lot of sense. Or Emmanuel Forbes. I think that kid, a lot of people think Emmanuel Forbes is the best corner in the draft. But I don't know. I could see them going offense, but there's a lot of really, really good defenders on the board. I don't think if BJ Robinson is still on the board, I could see that, but I don't think he slides this far.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's good. Next up, we're going to go Tampa Bay at 19.
I have them taking an offensive lineman here. I think they're just kind of like their offensive line was so bad last year. Okay. I think they go Darnell Wright.
Yeah, that was my same pick,
I think it's the best remaining offensive lineman right now, and I think they go Darnell Wright.
So, I think O-line is a good pick. In my draft, I have a lot of O-line already being taken. Something else Tampa Bay really needs help with, I think, is their pass rush. And I think Nolan Smith from Georgia is another guy who is just a freak athlete. I think they said he ran a 4.39 at the combine. He's 240 pounds. He's a little bit light, but he is a devastating pass rusher. So I want to take Tampa Bay, or I want to take Nolan Smith and put him with Tampa Bay.
All right.
Okay, the Seahawks. Or no, wait. Who's next?
Next we have
is the Seahawks.
Yeah, Seahawks. Okay, so what do you guys think for the Seahawks?
I think that you have them take Miles Murphy out of Clemson.
Okay, I like that. What do you got, Erobb?
I'll go Miles Murphy as well.
Okay.
They do need a pass rush.
I think they could use help. They could use help in the pass rush for sure. Man, I also. For me, I think Miles Murphy would be a good pick. I think if you wanted to go with, Zay Flowers, I don't think it would be bad either. I mean, just getting more receiver help out there.
Wait, Esfand, do you still have BJ on your board?
Bijan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Bijan Robinson on the board.
I still have him on board too.
That's crazy, bro.
Bro, people do not value running backs like that, man.
Yeah, I still have Bijan Robinson on the board.
They do not last long.
So I'm gonna go Zay Flowers.
I think he's a Saquon Barkley situation, though.
You think so?
I
mean, I think Bijan is really good. Don't get me wrong.
I do that. I think he's really good too, but running backs don't really like help you win a Super Bowl.
No, I think they do.
I don't think they do.
I just think that I think one of the problems with running backs for a lot of teams is they just run them into the ground too early.
Yeah,
but it's not that they don't help. It's not that they don't help when you help them win a Super Bowl. I think they just they fall off earlier than some other positions, and that's why just historically, it's not even true universally, but historically, there's a lot of guys fall off earlier in their career.
I just think you could find a good running back in like the later rounds where you don't need to spend. You could spend your first round pick on like an O lineman or something else, and then find a solid running back later in the game or later in the draft. I just don't.
It's possible.
When was the last time a first round running back has won a Super Bowl or carried his team to a Super Bowl?
It's a good question, but I don't know. I can't remember. But I mean, you can say that about a lot of positions.
Yeah, I guess I don't see the running back going that early.
But anyway, did we all say for Seattle? Yeah, we said Miles Murphy. That's right.
Miles Murphy.
Chargers. What do you guys think for the Chargers?
Fuck, this is hard.
Yeah,
I saw Darnold right on the board at this point, and I had him going to the Chargers.
Here's what I think. I think that when you're doing mock drafts, this is the part of the draft that gets hard because now you start thinking like, wait, okay, so what does this guy have? What does that guy have? Because you start getting to teams with less problems. They have higher picks because they had less problems and they were just a better team. So now you're like, okay, well, now you start looking at like best available versus need, or like, okay, well, this is a need. And, these two guys are both. It turns into a whole thing. So
the other guy that I could see them taking just quickly for the sake of conversation is Jordan Addison out of USC. I think Jordan Addison is actually. I think he's actually a boss. He might end up being the best wide receiver in this draft.
I think Jordan Addison is really good, but he is so tiny. He's just so like he's so small. I was watching some like some highlights and stuff of him, and like the highlights look fantastic, right? But you also don't get to see all the times that he's getting jammed up on the line. He's getting like pushed all the way to the sideline, So that's the thing with Jordan Addison is you got to find ways to scheme him open. I mean, he's going to be able to separate and get open. Don't get me wrong, but scheme him away from getting pressed. And I think that he actually would be a phenomenal pick for the Chargers at 21. So I think Jordan Addison. I also think this. I think if Bijan is on the board at 21 for the Chargers, you could see the Chargers take Bijan Robinson because
my God, what a message to Austin Eckler.
Aren't you a friend with Austin Eckler?
I am, but I think that they might. If he fell to them, I think that's probably how the situation would probably play out. But here's the thing: Herbert needs receiver help too.
I don't know why I'm going to say that. I think they go with the Dalton Kincaid guy. I still have him on my board. Mm-hmm. I think he's the best tight end in the draft.
I could see a world. Yeah, I could see a world where they end up trading Austin Eckler, and because Austin Eckler has requested a trade, he either wants a new contract or a trade. Maybe they take Bijan Robinson and they end up trading Austin Eckler, and then who knows where Austin Eckler ends up. So I'm gonna go Bijan Robinson.
All right. We are on to the Ravens.
The Ravens.
Oh boy.
What do you think? this
oh
whole
my
debacle.
God. Dude, the situation is fucked. Listen, man, if the rumors are true, if their quarterback is out there saying, get me 2 wide receivers or you don't see my ass again, they literally just paid OBJ a ridiculous amount of money. If they're trying to lure him back and they don't get D-Hop, I could see Quentin Johnson going right fucking here.
I think that they absolutely need some sort of offensive firepower. I mean, obviously they have, that whole situation going on right now with Lamar Jackson. But I do think bringing in a receiver for him would be good. I already have Quentin Johnson gone, but I do have Jordan Addison on the board.
I was going with Jordan Addison.
And I'm going to go with Jordan Addison.
That's what I was doing as well.
Yeah, basically the rumor is that they brought in OBJ at a ridiculous contract to be like, Lamar, please come home. Please come home. Dude. It's like when a dude going through a divorce. It's like when a dude going through a divorce sends his wife pictures of his kids. You know what I mean? Where he's like, please, they miss you. Come home.
Yeah.
Like, OBJ's here. We love you.
Yeah, it's a hell of a situation over there for sure.
Yeah.
Didn't they get a first-round wide receiver last year?
I can't recall. I
can't remember his name, bro.
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad Bateman. How was he?
He's already disgruntled. He's already disgruntled. They said something. Their coach said something like, "We need to go get better weapons," and he was like, "I'm right here, bro." It was fucked up.
Wait, did they have 2 first-round picks last year?
I don't remember that, but I think he was.
We gotta go next.
Yeah. We gotta keep it moving here. Okay, Minnesota Vikings. Who do you guys got for the Vikings?
Let me see.
This is another one where I think if a quarterback is still hanging around on the board,
I'm gonna go with Hendon Hooker here. I'm just gonna have some fun with it. Why not?
Yep.
Okay. A developmental quarterback.
I don't really believe this is gonna happen, but I'm having some fun with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think this is Joey Porter Jr. I think they need secondary help in the worst kind of way. I think they're rolling with you like that? You like that? And I think they need secondary help in the fucking worst way.
Okay.
But their defense is terrible, so I could also see them going for a corner or just any good defensive player.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who do they have at safety opposite Harrison Smith?
I
can't pull that.
Well, their defense is horrible.
Their defense is rough.
Oh, Lewisin.
Yeah. I think if Brian Branch is on the board at 23.
Love that pick.
Yeah, that's not a bad pick.
I think Brian Branch would be fantastic. And Brian Branch, here's another thing about Brian Branch, dude. He's athletic enough to where you can have him come up and play closer to the line, and you can have him cover a guy in the nickel. Now I know they have, like I said, they have Harrison Smith, and he's just been amazing for years. But it's also been 4 years, not 4 years, but for a lot of years. So I think going with a guy like Brian Branch could be really good for them.
Listen, I know we're short on time, but I want to put one other name in there. There was one athlete that shocked me this year that I think could be a viable pick for the Vikings. I'm talking about Austin Show out of Austin, Texas. He put dude, in OTK game day, that kid, I think he threw for 1,000 yards with 6 TDs. You know, if they're going to roll with the QB, the first openly gay QB goes to Minnesota. What a storyline.
What a storyline. Yes, absolutely. What a storyline. No, yeah, I think Austin Show is going to be a phenomenal talent for the Vikings. He's gonna be a phenomenal talent for them. Yeah. But next up, we have the Jaguars. I'll go ahead and start. I think Miles Murphy out of Clemson. Okay. Another freak athlete, getting some pass rush help that defense out. They got the Jaguars are, they came on late last season, and Trevor Lawrence is looking good. I think helping out their defense a little bit is going to be a big deal. So I'm going to say Miles Murphy to Jacksonville.
Yep. I had the same thought. I had an edge rusher, defensive end. I had Lucas Van Ness still on the board. The Loch Ness Monster goes to Jacksonville.
There you go.
I think they go with Brian Branch here.
Okay. Brian Branch, I think would be really, really good for them too. So defense across the board for all three of us for Jacksonville. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. I think defense is definitely a point they need help with. Next up, we have the Giants.
Yep, the Gigantes.
I think they go corner here.
Okay.
And I think they take. I'm looking at some names.
I'll give mine real quick while you're looking it up.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is where Jordan Addison goes. I think you just paid your very mediocre quarterback a Lions, total fucking insane amount of money. You don't have enough you don't have enough talent at wide receiver. Go get yourself a guy that you think can ball out. Jordan Addison goes to the Giants.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. I mean, for me, I have most of my top receivers are gone at this point.
I would think that too, but all my top receivers are just not there.
Yeah, most of my top receivers are gone at this point, but I do think they need help on offense in the passing game. So,
by the way, I see a lot of people angry that a Jets fan called Danny Dimes mediocre. Bro, I would suck a dick for a mediocre quarterback. Are you kidding me? As a Jets fan, we haven't even had a mediocre quarterback in like 100 years, bro. Chill.
Yeah, it's kind of wait, when was the last really good Jets Brett Favre?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Oh, Brett 8 games Favre tore a bicep. God damn.
Yeah. Brett Favre probably actually, yeah. So here's what I think for the Giants. Tight end that I think is very well rounded from Notre Dame, Michael Mayer.
I was thinking that too, but they just got Darren Waller.
Oh wait, I didn't know that. They just signed Darren
I
Waller.
was really going to say that, but he is kind of iffy. But I mean, I don't.
Well, here's the thing with Darren Waller. So this is a very interesting situation. Oh, man, we got to talk about this on draft night. Because there's a world where you have like 2 tight ends. There's a lot of offenses that run 2 different tight ends. Darren Waller he plays more like a receiver. He actually is a good run blocker too. But just his skill set, like they use him running routes. I mean, they just have him out catching a ton of passes or they did with the Raiders. He was one of the top offensive weapons. So, wait, you're going who?
DJ. No, actually, I got them having Cam Smith from South Carolina.
Okay.
Corner.
Yeah, this one's kind of hard. I'm starting to lean. I'm leaning away from tight end because I didn't realize that they had Darren Waller. But I think they need help on offense. I wouldn't go Jahmyr Gibbs. You could go O-line with Anton Harrison. You could go Osiris Torrance, go an interior O-line. In fact, you know what? They do need help at O-line. I'm gonna go with Osiris Torrance. I'm gonna go with the guard. 25. Pick number 25, Osiris Torrance from Florida.
Okay. All right, the Cowboys now. What do you think about the Cowboys?
Listen, I got this one pegged.
Okay.
They go up to the board. They lock in the pick. Michael Mayer out of Notre Dame, tight end, and Stephen A. Smith has a Twitter post up in 10 minutes with a cigar laughing about he's smoking that Dallas pack.
Dude,
I think
Michael
he
Mayer
actually
is
could
good.
be a good. I think he could actually be a good pick, but I'm telling, this is my stone cold lock of the century. They're gonna pick this man, and Stephen A. Smith is gonna release a tweet where he goes,
No, but here's the thing. He's going to do that anyway. Okay?
yeah.
It doesn't matter. They could draft. They could find a way to get Bryce Young fall all the way to them. They could draft Bryce Young, and he would still do that.
True.
Would. This guy is a complete jackass. Okay, you gotta be.
Hey, when he called those 2 picks, that was kind of funny, though.
I
That
still
was
have
kinda
Bijan
funny.
on the board here. And I don't agree with the pick, but I can see Jerry Jones taking Bijan Robinson here.
Wow, huge.
Or the tight end that you just said.
Michael Mayer. You know what's funny?
I hate both of these picks too. I want them.
Wait, so why do you hate Michael Mayer? I think Michael Mayer is a. Here's the thing. He's not like a freak athlete, but he's a very, very good tight end.
Okay, but I think they already have two. I think they have two solid tight ends on the roster.
Why do you hate BJ Robinson to them though? Bijan.
Look, I have the Zeke effect, man. I hate first-round running backs. I hate them.
I
think you could find a capable running back in the later rounds that can do just as, maybe not as good.
Bro, you're picking 26 though. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I think they take it here. I'm not going to complain about it. I want them to go Brian Brees personally.
Okay.
Tackle from Clemson. That's what I want.
Okay.
But I think they go Bijan here.
Okay.
Because Jerry Jones, he's gonna love it. It's a splash pick. It's Jerry Jones. I see it happening.
I think the way your mock has panned out, I could totally see that happening as well. I'm so tired of the Cowboys not having a big badass defensive tackle.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I am so sick and tired of it, and I completely agree. I want them to take Brian Breesy. I think in this situation, if the draft lays out this exact way, then yeah, I think them going with a big, nasty D tackle.
And I think their defense is set. Then they got Stephon Gilmore. They have Micah Parsons. They have their defense will be set. With a really good defensive tackle.
I completely agree. They need big old D linemen right in the middle.
I have to leave now though.
Okay.
I don't want to be late to set up off and stream.
I wouldn't want to be either. You know, I don't blame you. Well, tell us. Do you have your next picks, Erobb? Tell us the rest of your picks.
Yeah.
I got. Who's next? The Bills.
Just go 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Yeah, you got Bills. You got Bengals, Saints, Eagles.
I think the Bills. Fucking hell, dude! I don't fucking know. I don't really know people at this. I don't know any of these players. I'm trying to think of what the Bills need.
The Bills need O-line help, probably. They probably need O-line.
Trenton Simpson. I think they get a linebacker. Trenton Simpson.
Okay, Trent's.
And then the Bengals next.
Okay, yeah, Bengals.
What the fuck do the Bengals need? They have a pretty good squad. I think they'd go defense. I think the Bengals go the Brian guy.
Yeah, the Brian guy. Okay, the Bengals go the Brian guy.
The D tackle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Saints. I think they go. Give me a second.
The Saints need an entire new defense.
Yes, I agree. I'm looking. Deontay Banks, the cornerback from Maryland.
Okay. Hell yeah.
Throwing it out there. Don't really know him.
Okay.
And then it's the Seahawks.
Deontay Banks is a really good corner, by the way.
No, it's not the Seahawks. It's the Eagles.
You got the Eagles at 30.
Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. Eagles have another fucking pick, bro. I think the Eagles go Jahmyr Gibbs, running back.
Okay. You think they go running back here? Okay.
And then
2 running backs in the first round. Okay.
And then it's the Chiefs, right?
Yep.
Do the Dolphins not? The Dolphins don't have a pick.
No, they surrendered it, bro.
Oh yeah, they got in trouble.
Yeah, dude, you got lucky, dude. You have to do one less pick before you go to Soda Pop.
I think the Chiefs go a wide receiver here. I don't know any good wide receivers left, but I think they take a wide receiver.
That's wild. And I could see them. Zay Flowers is the one that's left on the board. And he's literally like the most Kansas City wide receiver of all time.
Yeah. You know what? I feel like a bunch of these guys. Josh Downs.
Yeah. They take Josh Downs.
Yeah.
I think they're stacked at wide receiver, but
I don't know. I don't know if I would go receiver, but yeah, Josh Downs is gonna be really good too, I think.
All right, thanks, Erobb.
Thanks, Erobb.
Get to that stream, baby.
That was actually a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so chat again. We're gonna keep going. Me and Will are gonna finish out here. Wave bye to Erobb. Erobb and myself are gonna go to Los Angeles on Thursday. Just a reminder, this is just our little pre-show, a little bit of a draft preview. We are going to do a big NFL draft show at WePlay, sponsored by Simply Safe and by Starforge PC, which is down there. So what's happening is you go to draft.esfand.tv and you guys fill out a mock draft on this website. You fill out a mock draft, and what's going to happen is the winner of the mock draft, meaning whoever gets the most picks done, or sorry, the most accurate mock draft, percentage-wise, whatever, they're going to win a Starforge PC. So draft.esfand.tv, link, it is right here. You log in with Twitch.
I see everybody.
Yeah. See you, Rob.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and Will are going to go ahead and finish out these next few picks, and we'll be there. It'll be good. Okay, so who do you have at 27, Will?
27. This is where I had Zay Flowers.
Okay.
I think the Bills want to build. They need better wide receivers, and I think Zay is legit.
I think he's really good. I mean, he's like the prototypical slot receiver. He's explosive. He's quick. He's fast. Unbelievable route runner. I think Zay Flowers would be a great pick for them. Yeah.
Yep.
Now here's what I think. I think the Bills, they need a lot of O-line help, and Anton Harrison is still on the board from Oklahoma. The tackle.
Wow.
I would take Anton Harrison.
Okay.
I think Anton
Good
Harrison's
pick.
the guy. So next up we have the Bengals at 28. The Bungles.
Yep. The Bungles.
Yeah, so they need help. They need O-line help. They need D-line help. They need. They need a lot of. They just need a lot of help, right? I mean, they were good last year, but and they have a lot of really young talent. But I think what you need to do is you need to keep building around that young talent, the Joe Burrows and the Jamar Chases. Oh wait, I met Jamar Chase a few days ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. He was so. I was talking to Kenny Vaccaro. I went to go check out he said, come check out my gym. Kenny Vaccaro has a gym in Austin. So I go check out his gym. I'm talking to him, and he's showing us around because Kenny Vaccaro is going to be one of our guests for the draft show, by the way. I'm going to release like a guest list. He's going to come on. We're going to have NFL players on our draft show, by the way. Man, that's going to be crazy fast. We're going to have to like blitz through it whenever draft night happens. We'll have people on for 5, 10, 15 minutes at a time. And maybe we'll even get some viewers on. Maybe you guys will get to talk to some NFL players. But he introduced me to Jamar Chase, and he was kind of telling him about the draft show and stuff. So maybe Jamar Chase is going to hop in for a few minutes on draft night. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, Bengals.
Yep.
I think with the Bengals, go ahead.
Oh, I'm fading into me. No, not Mazzy Star. I'm going Mazzy Smith, D-line out of Michigan.
I'm also going D-line. I'm also going to go D-line on this as well. And I'm going to go with Kalijah Cansey. That's my guy.
Yeah, if he's still on the board, for sure.
Yeah, I have Kalijah Cansey there. I think Mazzy Smith and Kalijah Cansey are both going to be really good. Interior linemen, the more, the big boys. It's kind of weird now with D-line. Like, you have like two designations. You have like the edge players, which are like, they're ends and they're linebackers, and then you have like the D tackles or D linemen, but they're not necessarily just D-line. Like, they're not necessarily just tackles. Like, you might have a guy be like a 3-4 end, like a Tuli Palutu. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Tuli from USC. Like, he's a guy who's like, he's like a 3-4 end. Like, that's like I think his most natural position. But he could also probably be a 3 technique in the NFL. So yeah, I got Kalijah Cansey there. I also went D-line. Next up, we have the Saints.
Yep.
So with the Saints,
I think this is Emmanuel Forbes. They need help on defense. Oh, Lordy Lord.
Mm-hmm. They need help across the board on defense. I completely agree. See, on my board, I have Forbes left. I think Forbes is going to be great. I have, dude, at this point, I think the Saints really just have so many different directions they can go in. Yeah. I mean, there's a few edge rushers left, and really, I think this is a pretty strong draft class for pass rushers.
Yep.
I think it's a pretty strong draft class for pass rushers in general, and I mean, you could even have like you could even be looking at Will McDonald from Iowa State. I had him marked down.
If Brian Brees is still on the board, that one makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I have who do we still have on the board here? Do we have a position that we can? Okay, yeah. So on the board here, on my board, I still have a Mazzie Smith, and I think interior D-line is a huge need for them as well, and I think I'm gonna go with a Mazzie Smith here too, for the Saints. I think he'd be really good. Now I do also think, like I said, I do think Emmanuel Forbes would also be a great pick. I think either one. Could be a great pick for these guys. Sure. Eagles at 30.
Anton Harris.
The tackle, yeah.
Yep. He's still on my board. I like that.
I mean, I think that's an easy good pick. For me, I had the Eagles' first pick as Christian Gonzalez, the corner. And I do think they need help on D-line. I do think they could use... I know some people said they don't really need help on the pass rush, but I do think they could use more pass rush help. I think you can never have too many pass rushers. I mean, you remember the Giants when they beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
They had 4 like high caliber, like starting quality defensive ends on that roster, and the ability to rotate them out and for them to always be fresh and just to relentlessly get after Tom Brady was disgusting. And I am a big believer in the fact that you can't have too many pass rushers. Now, where does that really put us? You have B.J. Ojulari. You have Nolan Smith, who... Where is Nolan Smith? Or not Nolan Smith, sorry. Will McDonald. Oh, he's not on here. Why is he not on here? Interesting. Oh, there he is. Yeah, you have Will McDonald as well from Iowa State. You're at a weird point in the draft where you're at the end of the first round, so it's like, you know, you might have a guy who maybe has a second round grade. These are all kind of like between 1 and 2.
What about Felix and I can't say his name.
From Kansas State. Kansas State, yeah. I also think he's I think he's a really good player as well. I have him. So whenever I was going through and ranking these guys, I put him and B.J. Ojulari like neck and neck with each other, and I kind of edged out Felix, like as far as making him. I had him just a little bit better, a hair better, and I think going with a Felix and a Diki Uzoma would be a solid pick out of Northwestern. Or sorry, not out of Northwestern, out of Kansas State. Excuse me, I was reading this. That's you know what? I'm gonna go that way. Let's go there. Yeah.
All right, and with the last pick of the first round, I have Kansas City taking Osiris Torrance. I think he's probably the best guard in the draft. He slides down. They get to pick a need. I don't think they go wide receiver. I think they have too many wide receivers already. But yeah, that's where I think they take that.
Yeah. Osiris Torrance, I think, is going to be an incredible player. I think he's going to be super good. I do think they could go receiver, but I don't think they will. But I think if they, like, on my board, Josh Downs is still there. I think if they wanted to get Josh Downs, I think he'd be fine for them. Now, who I have Steve Avila from TCU. I had him marked as the number 2 guard, and he's still on the board. And I think that if the Chiefs take guard here, I think it's a great pick. I agree with you. I'm going to go with Steve Avila from TCU at guard. So
all right,
there it is.
that rounds us out. That is our fun first round mock draft. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, you just watched how easy that was. Go and fill out your mock drafts as well, because there's a potential to win a what?
You can get a Starforge PC, chat. Whoever ends up being the most accurate mock draft, which again, I highly doubt anybody's going to hit this 100%. It's borderline impossible. It's borderline impossible. But I think that if everybody goes and does this, it's going to be pretty exciting to see how close people can actually get to like 100% accuracy. And the person who hits the top accuracy is going to get to win a Starforge PC. So yeah, who made the site? Guac Senpai made the site. So hearts in chat for Guac Senpai. Now there's also a pick'em that you guys can do, like a little fun pick'em. So we're not going to do this. We won't do this today because we're kind of running out of time. But there's just a fun little thing that you can do, and whoever wins the pick'ems, right? With it's like silly questions, just interesting questions, like what color suit will the first player drafted wear? Kind of ridiculous stuff. We'll get a signed football from me, Will, and Erobb.
Yep.
So yeah. So yeah, make sure to do the draft. Make sure to do the pick'ems. Again, chat, that website is draft.esfand.tv. So make sure to check that out. Did you guys have fun today? Did you guys like the pre-show? Did you guys like the Simply Safe sponsor? Simply Safe coming in with a sponsor. This is their little this is the home this is the control center right here.
Yep.
So,
guys, let me say, Esfand has put a ton of work into this draft show. If you're gonna watch the draft, watch our broadcast, because I guarantee you it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be the best draft coverage. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be a ton of fun. And you showing up encourages creators to do new and different stuff like this. So vote with your eyes, show up. We're really excited. We've been prepping for this, and I think I'm gonna have a ton of fun. I'm gonna get drunk, and undoubtedly the Jets will fuck it up, so you can watch me die inside. Yeah, it's gonna be really good. I appreciate that, Will. So again, it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here on Thursday night, 4 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. CST, 7 p.m. EST. So draft is happening. The idea behind this draft show, long story short, it's you can either watch it on your own, you can watch it on its own, and it's basically going to be a revolving door podcast with, like I said, with me, with Will, of course, and with Erobb, on top of a bunch of different guests, current NFL players, former NFL players. We'll have some streamers come on. We have a whole lot to talk about, because it's crazy. I thought, I was worried like 2 hours. We kind of got rushed through this at the end, and we had a lot more that we could talk about, because that's really where that's what I like. I like evaluating players, right? Like, I come from college football recruiting, so I like watching guys and I like evaluating them and saying like what their strengths and weaknesses are. That's, for me, that's the fun stuff. So we're going to talk about that a lot on Thursday. Again, it's at We Play Studio. It's going to be a huge deal. So tell everybody. We have some surprises for you guys. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, by the way, last thing I'll say, Ian Rappaport update, breaking news. Green Bay and Jets are back at the table. They're talking Aaron Rodgers right now. So maybe we have a deal done by draft day. Maybe. Discount double checking. New Jersey Turnpike all the way to the chip, baby. Let's go. Maybe. So, yeah, the Jets are going to be scary next year. Now, also something else. I don't know if we can do this or not yet. I went ahead and hit submit draft. I don't know if we're going to have the functionality. Oh, we do. So if you can submit your draft, if you want to edit your draft, thanks for submitting your draft. To edit your draft, click here. You can also edit your picks if you change your mind, if you want to change things up. Now, this contest, this draft contest, this will end when the draft starts, okay? Right before the draft starts. So don't think you're going to sit there and just be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to do it while the picks are going up, okay? Don't try and pull any of that on me, all right? This is going to get shut down right when the draft starts. Winner will get a Starforge PC. It's going to be super exciting, and then we will be back on Thursday. So, again, shout out Simply Safe, exclamation point Simply Safe, home security systems. We had our Simply Safe defender of the draft. That's going to be Will Anderson. I think he's going to be the top defensive player coming out of this.
Shout out to Starforge, as always, exclamation point Starforge. Best PCs in the universe. There's a white PC from Starforge that just came out. You guys will get to see it at WePlay. So, again, huge shout out to Will. Make sure to follow WillNeff, WillNeff. Make sure to go follow Erobb, and then unfollow him, Erobb221.
All right, brother. I'm gonna go get some breakfast. Good talking with you.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming, dude. I will see you. I'll see you in a few days. I'll let you know when I'm coming.
Bye. All right.
All right, chat. That is it from me. We are gonna go over. Has Chance started his stream yet? Chance has not started the stream yet. Okay. So people are signing. People are getting ready here for. I miss every stream. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the short streams. But we gotta. I will come back later tonight. Okay. I have not been streaming very much, and I've been doing a lot of planning. Okay. I've been doing a lot of planning. I have not been streaming very much. I've been recovering from this neck injury that I got. So I will stay live until we start. Actually, I'm gonna go down there and just ask them. So they're setting up downstairs for Trash Talk. Let's see. Colonel? It's a game called Rounds. I will be playing today, but I don't know what it is. Give me a second. Let's go find out. Oh, are leagued rank queues back up? I don't know. Give me a second. I'll be right back, okay? So apparently we got the time wrong. We're not starting at 2, we're starting at 3. But bounties? No, I'll knock out some bounties later tonight, okay? Reddit? No, I am gonna go ahead and end now. I'm gonna go ahead and end now because I'm gonna make sure stuff is set up. Play game of Madden with Erobb. There's not gonna be enough time. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of some stuff in between stuff. Metal Gear Solid, yeah. Bring some people up and talk NFL. I would, but I actually have some stuff I gotta take care of anyway before the show, so I should just go ahead and end it. Esfand draft link, yes. I will tweet it out again in case you guys missed it, but also it's draft.esfand.tv. How's the neck? It's slowly getting better, but it has been pretty rough the last few days. So, anyways, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Thank you guys for all the subs and the resubs and everything. I know I didn't get to shout them out during the stream, but we have Trash Talk coming. It's gonna be on Soda's channel. So hearts in the chat, SFanL. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys had fun with the draft pre-show today. I hope you guys are excited to get this thing going. There's been a lot of work that's gone into it. I've been really working hard while I've been not streaming to recover, but I've still been doing this stuff all day. I will see you guys later. And again, hearts in the chat, SFandL, draft.esfand.tv, exclamation point Simply Safe, exclamation point Starforge, StarforgeSystems.com. We got Simply Safe. Thank you guys so much, man. And I will see you guys. I'll see you guys in a little bit on SodaStream. Okay. If you're new here, make sure to follow the stream. I'll see you guys later. We're very excited. I can't wait. Remember, Thursday, 6 p.m. CST. Thursday, 6 p.m. CST. Thursday, 6 p.m. CST. Thursday.